But first, the big breaking story right now, the Chennai police entering the campus of Madras University as student protests take place there against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Protesting students had gathered to chalk out their next plan of action. It seems the university had already declared a holiday till the 23rd following those protests. Sam Daniel is with us right now. Sam, what details are we getting?
Ankita, as we speak now, the Chennai police have entered the Madras University campus along the beach road, Marina Beach Road in Chennai, even as around 80 students continue to protest inside the campus for the second day. And they had gathered after the working hours of the university this evening to chalk out their next plan of action with respect to their opposition to the Citizenship Amendment Act. And a couple of hours ago, the university had declared a holiday from today to till the 23rd of this month. And at the moment, it's not very clear whether the police have entered in response to a request made by the university or of their own trouble. But the protest is going on peacefully, and the students had gathered to mobilize more support for their protest, the second day of the protest, in terms of taking support of students from other colleges in the city and also students affiliated to the Madras University outside Chennai city. And at the moment, police have also brought a few vehicles, which is being seen as prepared. They've come prepared to perhaps detain these students. The students are also holding talks among themselves on their next course of action. So at the moment, the situation is completely peaceful. We'll have to wait and see how this develops. But this is the second day of protest by these students. Yesterday, they had a token protest in the afternoon demanding withdrawal of this new act, saying it's discriminatory and that youngsters, the millennials as they call, would not allow this kind of an act, which will divide, in their view, India in the future. But at the moment, it's not very clear what is the police's plan. Police are not anything more than this. We'll have to wait and see how the situation will develop in the next hour or so.
Right, Sam. Were there any indications that the protests were intensifying in Madras University campus or getting violent in any way for the police to actually arrive at this point?
Not at all. In fact, the police, the students actually had alerted the media that they are gathering to decide their next course of action, and they will let us know about what they have decided. So far, they have only had token protests both yesterday and today, which lasted for around 20 minutes. And so there were no indication of anything turning untoward or situation already turning untoward. But certainly, we understand from the university officials that the registrar had held talks with these students earlier. We don't know what was the university's demand, whether they wanted them to call off the protest or to leave the campus after the working hours of the university. But the fact is, as we speak now, police has entered the university campus with vehicles parked outside the campus, perhaps with plans to take them.
All right. Sam, thanks very much indeed for joining us. And of course, we'll come back to you as and when you have any more updates on that evolving situation in Madras University. Sam Daniel reporting that 4 police vehicles are waiting outside the campus. We don't know why and whether that is in fact to take away students or not. It would be too early to speculate at this point. The police have entered the campus, Sam Daniel reports. But we'll continue to keep a very close eye on the situation there. For the moment, let's go across to my colleague Sanket joining us from Northeast Delhi's Seelampur area, where there have been protests earlier in the afternoon. Sanket, are you getting a sense of how those protests developed? We heard that there was a protest march which took place at noon, and then it was about an hour or so afterwards that the protest turned violent. Are we getting a sense of the chain of events?
The police is still in the process of investigating as to what led to the violence, but the initial investigations, and remember it's an ongoing process, suggest that there were some people who came in and joined in the protest which was already going on against the Citizenship Amendment Act, and that's when this protest turned violent, when these people came onto the main road. By the way, this road right behind me, on the other side of this road is where that bus, the DTC bus was, the cluster bus was torched. There was a school bus also. We are given to believe at this moment, being given to believe that there was a school bus, and that time around 1:30 to 2:30 was the time when many of the schools and many buses were now returning or taking the students home. So a lot of children were inside, is what we are learning. Of course, it's only the final investigation that is going to clarify whether students were there inside or not. But these are initial reports. All of that unfolded right here. Post that, we saw there was incident of a police checkpost or a police picket similar to this one right here, as you can see. Something pretty similar along this road. Right behind me, along this road, about 150 to 200 meters inside, a police picket like this was burnt. Vehicles were torched, and all of that happened on this road. That's when the police moved swiftly. Rapid action force was pressed into service. Even now, if you see, the police force is on standby. However, the road has been cleared. You can see that the traffic is now moving normally. Traffic has also been allowed on this road where the violence took place in the afternoon. So now there is easy flow of traffic happening. However, police not leaving anything to chance, where the deployment is complete, just to be cautious that in case a protest like this breaks out again, then the police is in a state of utmost preparedness. So as of now, this is only the sequence of events that we have learned from the police. Remember, Ankita, it's an ongoing investigation. Some people have been detained in a nearby police station. It is still not known whether these were the protesters who originally planned the protest or people who came in from outside. However, again, initial reports suggest that these were people who joined in the protest. Many of the original protesters whom I spoke to said that they could not identify these people who had come in. Maybe they were not from this locality. All of this, I'm reiterating again and again, our initial reports. The police investigation in this matter of violence, the protest turning violence, is still on.
All right, Sanket, thanks very much indeed for joining us with those details. Clearly, far too early really to establish a chain of events and figure out who was responsible. And the Delhi police saying that as well. Remember, the latest violence in Seelampur in northeast Delhi comes just 2 days after the violence following a Jamia protest march. There was violence in various parts of Delhi, and we are now hearing that the police, Delhi's police commissioner, has met with the Home Secretary, and there are other senior officials present at that meeting, including the director of the Intelligence Bureau, we're told. Neeta Sharma joining us with more on that. Neeta, what are we hearing?
Yes, Ankita, the meeting lasted for about 30 minutes. Initially, the Director of Intelligence Bureau, Mr. Arvind Kumar, met the Home Secretary separately. And after that, the Delhi Police Commissioner, along with two senior officers, which include Special Commissioner Law and Order, Satish Gulja, and Special Commissioner, Special Branch, Mr. Praveer Ranjan, they were summoned inside. And the meeting lasted for over 30 minutes. After that, we are being told that the Police Commissioner briefed the Home Secretary and the Director of Intelligence Bureau about what is happening in Delhi in last 48 hours. Especially today, what happened in Seelampur. Impromptu protest took place there, and, sadly, Delhi police was not in know of things, and that is why such protests, they spiraled. And however, the Delhi police says that there was an information that about 400 to 500 people are going to be gathering in Seelampur area, and they're going to march towards the T point of GT road of T point GT road. But before they could disperse, they started protesting, and that's when the protest took a ugly turn. So this is why these senior officials were called to the Union Home Ministry, and they were asked to tell their ground staff as to prepare themselves, and also ask why intelligence is not being generated from the ground, because even during the Jamia protest today, the Ministry of Home Affairs has informed us that a cartridge was recovered from the Jamia residence, from one Jamia residence which does not belong to Delhi police. It was not of a prohibited board. So the entrance which is being drawn is that when Jamia protests were taking place, some private persons were also carrying arms. So it's a very serious matter. So the entire situation was discussed here in North Block by the Union Home Secretary, and Mr. Amulya Patnaik, who is the Delhi Police Commissioner, briefed him about what is happening in Delhi in last 48 hours.
Right, Neeta, it's very important that you mentioned that, because we've just heard our colleague Sanket also talk about how locals in Seelampur, where there's been fresh rounds of violence today, have also said that they couldn't really identify the people who actually initiated or began that violence. So it'll be interesting to see whether this is in fact following a pattern in Jamia and indeed in these latest instances of violence in northeast Delhi. Neeta, thanks very much indeed for joining us with that. Meanwhile, a peaceful protest today organized by students of Jamia Millia University, and once again they protested against the police action, the police crackdown on campus, and said that that must be probed. Sukirti joining us from those protests. Sukirti, what are they saying?
Well, at this point of time, the protest is over. The last bunch of students is left, and if my camera person could just pan a little to show you the larger perspective of what the situation outside Jamia looks at this point of time. The traffic on the streets is normal right now. Situation here is completely normal. In the afternoon, though, hundreds of students had formed a human chain here on the street, on one side of the street, and they were protesting. We will get you just a few voices of some of the students. Sir, आप उनमें से हैं जिन लोगों को चोट लगी थी उस प्रोटेस्ट में. अब पुलिस ने 10 लोगों को अरेस्ट भी किया है, जिनको अब जुडिशियल कस्टडी में भी भेजा गया है. इसके बावजूद भी अभी आपकी क्या डिमांड्स है? जो पुलिस का एक्शन हुआ उसको लेकर के किस तरह की अब डिमांड्स कर रहे हैं आप?
मैम, हम बस यही डिमांड करना चाहते हैं इस गवर्नमेंट से कि until you fully roll back this undemocratic act, we will protest. क्योंकि we all know that कि संसद का, पार्लियामेंट का विपक्ष फेल हो गया है, लेकिन इस सरकार को हम लोग सब बता देना चाहते हैं कि जनता का विपक्ष अब तक फेल नहीं हुआ है. We will fight until the total rollback of this undemocratic bill. और ये फासिस्ट गवर्नमेंट करना चाहती है हमारे साथ. This fascist government wants to break the unity of India. This fascist government wants to break the unity of India. और ये हमसे ये कहना, हमारी जो गंगा जहमीनी तहजीब है इस देश की, वो इस चीज़ को ब्रेक करना चाहती है. लेकिन हम लोग सब यूनाइटेड इस वजह से हैं क्योंकि आप देखती हैं यहाँ पे कि हमारे साथ कुछ सिख भाई, कुछ हिंदू भाई, मेरा
शामिल होते हैं. सर, आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कब तक इस तरह से प्रदर्शन जारी रहेगा? कल भी था, आज भी आप लोग सड़कों पर उतरे. क्या आने वाले दिनों में भी अब इस तरह से आप लोग जारी रखने वाले हैं?
मैम, बिल्कुल जारी रहेगा ये प्रोटेस्ट. हमारा जामिया का और यूनिवर्सिटीज भी हैं, वो भी समर्थन कर रही हैं, और जब तक ये गवर्नमेंट वापस नहीं लेगी जब तक प्रोटेस्ट चलता रहेगा. मैम,
धन्यवाद सर हमसे बात करने के लिए. सो एटलीस्ट हियर द स्टूडेंट्स से दैट अंटिल द सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट इज रोल्ड बैक, these students will be out here protesting, and also they say that there should be more inquiry into the way this entire police action happened within the JNU campus.
Right. Thanks very much indeed for joining us with all of that. Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah speaking about the Citizenship Amendment Act, and he said the government was firm on going ahead with it. And let's listen.
और मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि आपको जो राजनीतिक विरोध करना है करो. भारतीय जनता पार्टी की मोदी सरकार फर्म है. इस सभी शरणार्थियों को नागरिकता मिलेगी, वो भारत के नागरिक बनेंगे और सम्मान के साथ दुनिया के अंदर जिएंगे.
They're saying no matter what the protest, the government is going ahead and is firm on doing so. Gautam Gambhir, the representative of the area in which Delhi's violence took place today, also issuing an appeal for calm. Let's listen. We can't play that out for you right now, but my colleague Sam Daniel
को बढ़ावा ना दें, शांति बनाए रखें. हमारी सरकार आपका भविष्य बनाना चाहती है, आपका भविष्य बिगाड़ना नहीं चाहती. आपकी कोई भी किसी भी तरीके की समस्याएं हैं, आप शांतिपूर्वक सरकार के साथ डिस्कस करिए, और जो भी समाधान होगा हम आपकी सारी समस्याओं का समाधान निकालेंगे. और किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी या किसी के भी बहकावे में मत आके हिंसा को अपनाइए। और मैं कांस्टेंट टच में हूँ पुलिस के साथ, डीसीपी के साथ, और जो भी बेस्ट टू बेस्ट होगा आप सब लोगों के लिए हमारी सरकार बिल्कुल वही करेगी। प्लीज़ एक और बार मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि शांति बनाए रखिए। ये हम सब की दिल्ली है, आपकी दिल्ली है, ये देश हमारा है। जय हिंद।
Sam Daniel joining us live once again from the Madras University campus. Sam, are you getting a clearer sense of what's going on inside now?
Ankita, we come to you from inside the University of Madras campus along the Marina Beach Road in Chennai, where around 80 students are protesting and police have entered. They also have brought in vans here. Perhaps they have plans to detain these students, and students had actually continued their protest for the second day today, this afternoon as well, demanding the withdrawal of the Citizenship Amendment Act, saying that it divides the country on the basis of religion. It excludes Sri Lankan Tamil refugees in Tamil Nadu who have been living here over the last 30 years as they cannot become Indian citizens. And we have at least more than 100 police personnel surrounding these protesting students. We don't know whether they have plans to detain them. And earlier today, the university had declared holiday till the 23rd of this month, after students announced that they will decide their next course of action today. Let's speak to some students here. Thank you very much for your time. What exactly was your plan today? Where have the police entered?
Actually, we are going to stay here from tomorrow. From tomorrow only we will stop the protest. Only they will take return back the CAA again. So until then, we don't stop our protest.
The university has declared holiday till 23rd. Did police speak to you? Did officials speak to you?
No, they didn't speak. They just wanted the protest to be stopped. Then they have arrested one or two of our students from this very own university. The registrar or the VC, they didn't complain about it. Only when we told, they were like, oh, now only we know that.
What are your key concerns about this new law?
Actually, we want to give citizenship to all of us, not only for the upper caste peoples, not somebody peoples. So we want to give citizenship to all one. So that's our main goal.
And you were particularly concerned about the plight of Sri Lankan Tamils. In what way do you think this law will affect them?
Obviously, we already talked for everyone. The main motto is we don't want anyone to be like represented as this such. So see, Tamil Eelam people, they have been in this particular state for so many years. Now we can't say that if you have citizenship only you can stay over here. We just want simple thing. We are not a Muslim or a Christian or Hindu. We are just Indians. We are just humans, and we are students protecting for every single people.
Protests continue on many university campuses across the country. Many college students join, but still there's no response from the government.
Actually, the government...
The Prime Minister says it's not targeted towards any particular religion.
Yeah, the court will says that only we will stop protesting, then only they will take action for this case. But why? Why they are taking this case after we stop this protest? We will keep on doing this protest until they get back this CAA.
Thank you very much for your time. That's the mood of the protesting students here, Ankita. At the moment, we don't have any formal information from the police officers, except that we know that the police have entered the campus. They have brought in vehicles. We're trying to reach senior police officers. The moment we get to hear from them, we'll be able to give an official version or explanation what the police have to say. But the fact is, as we speak now, students continue to protest inside the University of Madras campus, and police have entered with vans, perhaps with an idea to detain the students here.
All right. Thanks very much indeed. Sam Daniel reporting live from the campus of Madras University, where he is now reporting that at least 100 police personnel have entered the campus and brought with them these large vans as well. It'll be interesting to see how this develops. Protesters holding a sort of musical protest, as it were, clapping, sloganeering, but it all seems very peaceful. Students exercising their democratic right of protest. One has to question at this point, if there's been no violence or no untoward incidents of any kind, what the police is doing on the Madras University campus at all. There seems to be no indication whatsoever that this is anything apart from a democratic, peaceful protest. So the question really needs to be asked, why is the police there? What is their role over there? Sam Daniel trying to get in touch with senior officers, and of course we'll get you more updates on that situation.